Today I'd like to officially launch our Member Get Member program. Just a very quick show of hands, has anyone actually heard of it to date? A few, a reasonable few, great. The whole idea with the Member Get Member program is it's been developed to facilitate opportunities by growing the Chamber membership strategically. By stealth, we've been doing this really for about the last 12 to 18 months anyway. Just to give you a bit of a snapshot, since the 1st of July last year, we put on 100 members. 65 of those members are now in completely different fields that we've never had represented before in the Chamber. Of that same 100 members, 41% of those employ 10 people or more. Now, we're a business chamber for all sizes of businesses, whether you're a solopreneur, whether you employ you and one other person, 5 people. However, by growing the chamber continually in this fashion means that there will be more opportunities to actually do business with each other and with each other's database once you get to know you, like you and trust you. So it's all about the relationship. So we thought this is a pretty good idea that we've been going down this path for a while. So we went to our My Board teams earlier in the year and we said, who else can we attract? Who else would you like to see in the chamber? So we've identified a further 100 plus categories. I think it's about 117 at last count. And this is so that we can attract some more of those businesses that maybe employ 10 or more businesses in the hills. And as you'll hear with Mark's figures later, I think there's 2,788 that employ somewhere between 5 and 19 staff, and about 688 that employ 20 plus. So they're in the ideal spot of the types of people that we'd like to attract. So that's giving you the world unless we sort of spell that out a bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to select every month, and starting in May we've already got our first 10, just to make it visible for you so you can go and think about, who are my connections here in the hills? Who do I know that I know, like and trust, who's a nice normal person like me in the hills, who's doing business here in the hills and would like to know some more nice normal people that are all around these tables. So how can you get involved? Well, this is where it comes in for you. At the end of the day, this is all to help benefit everyone in the chamber and build a stronger chamber for you. It's not for any other reason. So firstly, if you could identify someone in your network, just one, in those categories, and don't worry if you can't remember those categories. They'll be on every channel. They'll be on Facebook, they'll be on LinkedIn. You'll get constantly reminded, you'll be reminded at events as to what we're focusing on each month. Secondly, if you can invite them to an information session that we have, preferably, or an event. If you invite them to an information session which we run on the 4th Wednesday of every month, book them into the website. They can come as our guests for free. And just in the comments, you just put your name, and that's how I'll know that you have referred them. That's important, I'll tell you why in a minute. Otherwise, you can invite them to a breakfast or a lunch, and any member can book in another guest at members' rates. And I don't know how many of you know that you can do that, but you can actually do that. So that's another way of inviting them along. Again, put your name in the comment section when you make that booking, and I'll know who has brought them along. Or if all else fails, you can get them to call me. But I don't want people with a pulse. I want people that you've spoken to who may be genuinely interested. We've been growing it strategically. Let's continue to do that. So you're thinking, why are you telling me all this, Richard? Sounds like a lot of hard work. I'm just a member. I just like coming to these bloody things. I don't want to do all this. Well, every time you book someone in for an information session or an event, you'll get a point for doing that. Every time someone joins, you'll get a further point. The person with the most points between now and the 30th of November will be going on a $5,000 trip to Fiji, kindly donated by JC Travel Professionals. So there's something in it for you to do it, as well as you're going to be growing this great chamber to some new dizzy heights to 400 and beyond.